Hi, this is Brendan from Watto Training, and in this tutorial we're going to take a look at TLIC1051 Operate commercial vehicle. And this tutorial will specifically give us an overview of the unit. To start with, if you want to find a unit of competency in the government database, you need to go to training.gov.au as shown in the top left screen. Then, once you've gone to that page, you'll see three possibilities. You'll see on the left, apprentices and traineeships. In the middle, courses and training providers. And on the right, the one we're interested in, National Register of VET. And VET is short for Vocational Education and Training. So when we click through, it brings us to this page. The latest news will be in this section here. And over here, we've got two boxes that I've just highlighted for the quick search. So if you wanted to find a unit of competency, you would just put it in here, or a qualification as well, and hit the search button, and it will take you through and tell you all the information you want to know about that particular unit or qualification. And down here, if you wanted to know all about a registered training organisation or a TAFE, you'd put the name of it in here and hit search, and it would take you through and show you all the courses that training organisation delivered. Okay, so what I've done here in the red box on the right of screen is I'm just highlighting that I've typed in TLIC1051, the unit of competency we're interested in. And if I click the search button, it takes me through to this page, which shows me in the search that there are two units under that heading. So TLIC1051 and TLIC1051A. If you look at the green arrow, it tells me that the TLIC1051A is superseded by this unit here. So it's the current unit, TLIC1051. This would be the unit, and this is the unit that we deliver in our driver training courses. Then once we click through, we go to this page, and in the red box at the top of the screen, you can see the course code and the course title. So we then look at the bottom of the screen in the green box. If I clicked on that blue link, it would take me to find RTOs approved to deliver this unit of competency. And they'll be from all over Australia in those options. Okay, so from that page, we then scroll down and we continue to get information about this unit. So I've put a red box around the training packages that include this unit, and the one that we're specifically interested in the field that we deliver is Transport and Logistics Training Package. However, as it states, the TLIC1051 also appears in the SIT training package, which is Tourism, Travel, Hospitality, the CSC training package, which is Correctional Services, the CPP, which is Property Services, and the AVI, which is Aviation Training Package. So what we would do is then click through just to see what the TLI actually is about. The TLI is abbreviated for Transport and Logistics Training Package, and this is the current package. We can see here the TLI 10 has been superseded. It's the prior package that was delivered. And in this area down here, you see all the releases of the updates as they've updated the training package. Okay, let's just kick over to the next piece of information, and that tells us that the entity that looks after the TLI package is the Australian Industry Standards. So that's the training package developer. If we just click through on that, that's what their page looks like. And down the bottom there, I've just highlighted to show you that the Australian Industry Standards, AIS, is a government-funded, not-for-profit organisation working with industry leadership to ensure training packages are contemporary, future-focused, and aligned with industry needs. AIS works under the leadership of 11 industry reference committees, IRCs, representing the aviation, transport logistics, maritime, energy, water and utilities, public safety, police, fire, defence and corrections sectors. And I've just blown up that slide there on the right there so they jump out on the screen. Okay, so let's go back to our unit of competency. So then we will see this information. So we've already been through our, just to give an idea of what our training packages are, where this unit appears, and we're specifically interested in this one. If you look down here, these are just some of the qualifications that the unit of competency appears in. Now, one of the ones that I deliver in my RTO is TLI1051 Certificate 4 in Transport and Logistics, Road Transport, Car Driving Instruction. If you just look at the one below, it's a 1.6. This was the previous incarnation. However, that is still accepted by, just for example, I'm in the state of Queensland. That's accepted by the Transport Department in Queensland. However, this is the most current one here, the 1.8. You can see down the bottom here, it's got 1, 2, 3. If you clicked on 2 and then clicked on 3, it would give you even more codes where the unit of competency TLIC1051 appears. And as you can imagine, for a unit like Operate Commercial Vehicle, it's a stock standard unit about the safe driving behaviour of a car. So, commercial vehicle, C-class. So that will appear in a lot of qualifications. Okay, if we were to click on the TLI41218 link, it would take you through, and this is just something that I've put in here, it would take you through to show you that the Operate Commercial Vehicle is a unit which is part of the qualification TLI41218, Certificate 4 in Transport and Logistics, Road Transport, Car Driving Instruction. And down here, these are all units of competency. Just as a note, all the ones that start with TLI, these are all the transport and logistics units. And up here, this unit is from the business training package, and this one here is from the training and assessment training package. So when they put this course together, then what they did was they took all of these TLI units, plus 2 TAE units, plus 1 business unit, and they called that the Cert 4 in training Cert 4 in Transport and Logistics, Road Transport, Car Instruction. Okay, so if we go now back to our TLIC1051, the green arrow points to the unit of competency. So we're going to gather information about the unit itself from that Word document. If you want to get it in a PDF, you can as well. And below that, the yellow arrow points to assessment requirements. So when we're talking about assessing someone in the unit of competency TLIC1051 Operate Commercial Vehicle, that gives us critical information as an RTO as to how we're going to conduct the assessment and what information we need to gather. Okay, so when we click through, this is what you'll see. The unit of competency title page on the left, and then on the right, the assessment requirements for the unit. And as I said, they come in a Word or a PDF. So if we scroll down on those documents, we would get the following information. So, Operate Commercial Vehicle. This unit involves the skills and knowledge required to maintain the safety of and to operate a commercial vehicle across a variety of job roles. It includes monitoring traffic and associated equipment, managing vehicle condition and performance, and effectively managing hazardous situations. Driving must be carried out in accordance with relevant state, territory roads, and traffic authority licence requirements and regulations. So in Australia, the transport departments are all state-based. So for example, in Queensland, we have Transport and Main Roads, who when it talks about relevant state and territory state, territory roads and traffic authority, that's what they're referring to, the states and territories control transport. Then when we go to the next page, driving is performed with limited supervision and with duty of care responsibility for self and others in achieving the prescribed outcomes. Licensing, legislative, regulatory and certification requirements are applicable to the unit. provisional car license must be held prior to commencement of this unit of competency. Prerequisite units, not applicable. So in some courses, some qualifications, you need to have completed prerequisite units. That's not so in this one. Competency field is C for vehicle operation. So if I just put the cursor up here, that's where the C is. Off the top of my head, the fatigue management is TLIF, so it's in the field is F, and so on. And the unit sector is not applicable for this as well. Let's have a look at the elements and performance criteria. First of all, let's cover what are elements. Elements describe the essential outcomes of the unit by breaking down the unit into actions or outcomes. What are performance criteria? Performance criteria are related directly to the corresponding element. Performance criteria break the corresponding element down into tasks, roles, and skills and applied knowledge that reflect the required standard of performance in the workplace, education, or community environment. So there's element number one, operate commercial vehicle. And then we can see, as you look down the dot points, the performance criteria. So for me, when I'm assessing someone, I'm going to be going through that performance criteria because these are things that describe to me what the applicant should be able to do. So engine power is managed to ensure efficiency and performance and to minimize engine and transmission damage. Driving hazards are identified and or anticipated and avoided. Vehicle lights and indicators are used in accordance with traffic regulations and manufacturer's instructions. Vehicle is secured in accordance with manufacturer's specifications, traffic regulations, and workplace procedures. Appropriate procedures are followed in a driving emergency. Appropriate low-risk driving behaviour is displayed towards other road users in accordance with workplace procedures. Vehicle is positioned and moved, it's a typo there, sorry, conveniently and safely for loading and unloading in accordance with regulatory and workplace instruction. All associated equipment is operated in accordance with manufacturer and workplace instructions. Okay, element number two is monitor traffic and road conditions. The performance criteria is most efficient route of travel is taken by monitoring and anticipating traffic flows and conditions, road standards, and other factors likely to cause delays or route deviations. Traffic and road conditions are constantly monitored and acted on to enable safe operation and to ensure no injury to people or damage to property, equipment, loads, and facilities. Our third element is monitor and maintain vehicle performance. Let's take a look at the performance criteria. Vehicle performance and safety is maintained through vehicle pre-operational inspections, and performance and efficiency of vehicle operation is monitored during use. Vehicle is driven in a manner that incorporates eco-driving principles. Defective or irregular performance or malfunctions are repaired as a minor repair or reported to appropriate authority. Vehicle records are maintained, updated, and information is processed in accordance with workplace procedures. TLIC1051 foundation skills. These are the foundation skills essential performance are explicit in the performance criteria of this unit of competency. Range of conditions. Range is restricted to essential operating conditions and any other variables essential to the work environment. Non-essential conditions can be found in the companion volume implementation guide. Unit mapping information. This unit is equivalent to TLIC1051 Operate commercial vehicle. And down below is the link to the companion volume implementation guide, which you can click on to go through to get that additional information. Let's now take a look at the assessment requirements for the unit of competency. Okay, let's take a look at knowledge evidence. So, what is knowledge evidence? Knowledge evidence specifies knowledge a learner must have to perform the work tasks described in the unit of competency. Knowledge evidence. Evidence required to demonstrate competence in this unit must be relevant to and satisfy all the requirements of the elements and performance criteria and include knowledge of causes and effects of fatigue on drivers, differences between transmission types, driving hazards and related defensive driving techniques, efficient driving techniques, engine power management and safe driving strategies, factors that increase fatigue-related accidents, factors that may cause traffic delays and diversions and related action that can be taken, fatigue management strategies including on-road techniques, lifestyles that promote effective long-term fatigue management, low-risk driving behaviours, map reading and road navigation techniques, pre-operational checks carried out on vehicle and related action, principles of stress management when driving a vehicle, procedures to be followed in a driving emergency, relevant work health and safety, occupational health and safety and environmental emissions procedures and regulations, relevant state, territory, road authority, road rules, regulations, permit and license requirements, vehicle controls, instruments and indicators and their use, vehicle handling procedures, workplace driving and operational instructions. Let's now take a look at the performance evidence. What is performance evidence? This specifies process and product evidence and the frequency, volume of evidence that needs to be collected by an assessor to determine competence. Elements and performance criteria are not to be reiterated in this field. Performance evidence. Evidence required to demonstrate competence in this unit must be relevant to and satisfy all of the requirements of the elements and performance criteria on at least one occasion and include applying precautions and required action to minimize, control, or eliminate identified hazards, applying relevant legislation and workplace procedures, checking and replenishing fluids and carrying out lubrication processes, completing relevant documentation, demonstrating low-risk driving behaviors, monitoring and anticipating traffic hazards and taking appropriate action, monitoring performance of vehicle and taking appropriate action, operating a commercial vehicle and its associated equipment, reporting and or rectifying identified problems, faults, or malfunctions promptly in accordance with regulatory requirements and workplace procedures, reading and interpreting relevant instructions, procedures, information, and signs. Assessment conditions. As a minimum, assessors must satisfy applicable regulatory requirements, which include requirements in the standards for registered training organisations current at the time of assessment. As a minimum, assessment must satisfy applicable regulatory requirements, which include requirements in the standards for registered training organisations current at the time of assessment. Assessment must occur in workplace operational situations where it is appropriate to do so. Where this is not appropriate, assessment must occur in simulated workplace operational situations that replicate workplace conditions. Assessment processes and techniques must be appropriate to the language, literacy, and numeracy requirements of work being performed and the needs of the candidate. Resources for assessment include a range of relevant exercises, case studies and or simulations, applicable documentation including workplace procedures, regulations, codes of practice and operation manuals, relevant materials, tools, equipment and personal protective equipment currently used in industry. A simulator and online assessment is not suitable for the final assessment of this unit of competency.